Kangaroos are marsupials of the genus Dendrolagus, adapted for arboreal locomotion. They inhabit the tropical rainforests of New Guinea and far northeastern Queensland, along with some of the islands in the region. All tree kangaroos are considered threatened due to hunting and habitat destruction. They are the only true arboreal macropods. The evolutionary history of tree kangaroos possibly begins with a rainforest floor. Welling Padmelian-like ancestor. This ancestor possibly evolved from an arboreal possum, like ancestor as is suspected of all macropodid marsupials in Australia and New Guinea. During the late Eocene, the Australian New Guinean continent began a period of drying that caused a retreat in the area of rainforests, which forced the ancestral padmelons to begin living in a drier, rockier environment. After some generations of adaptation to the new environment, the pademelons may have evolved into rock wallabies, Petroglyphs pet, which developed a generalist feeding strategy due to their dependence on a diverse assortment of vegetation refuges. This generalist strategy allowed the rock wallabies to easily adapt to Malaysian rainforest types that were introduced to Australia from Asia during the mid-Miocene. The rock wallabies that migrated into these introduced forests adapted to spend more time climbing trees. One species in particular, the Proserpine rock wallaby, Petrogo persephum, displays equal preference for climbing trees as for living in rocky outcrops. During the late Miocene, the semi-arboreal rock wallabies could have evolved into the now extinct tree kangaroo genus Bohra. Global cooling during the Pleistocene caused continent-wide drying and rainforest retractions in Australia and New Guinea. The rainforest contractions isolated populations of Bohra, which resulted in the evolution of today's tree kangaroos Dendrolagus spat, as they adapted to lifestyles in geographically small and diverse rainforest fragments and became further specialized for a canopy-dwelling lifestyle. These species are assigned to the genus Dendrolagus, series tree. Kangaroo Dendrolagus stellarum has been described as a subspecies of Doria's tree kangaroo D.E. Dorianus stellarum, but some recent authorities have treated it as a separate species based on its absolute diagnosticability. The Wundywood tree kangaroo is among the 25 most wanted lost species that are the focus of global wildlife conservation search for lost species initiative. The extinct species De Noibano from the Pleistocene of Chimbu Province, Papua New Guinea, is substantially larger than living species. However, it has since been suggested to be a larger extinct form of Doria's tree kangaroo. The case for the golden-mantled tree kangaroo D. pocherimus is comparable to that of D. stellarum. It was first described as a subspecies of D. goodfellowi, though recent authorities have elevated it to species status based on its absolute diagnosticability. A population of the tenkyle, Scott's tree, kangaroo, recently discovered from the Bawani Mountains may represent an undescribed subspecies. Tree kangaroos inhabit the tropical rainforests of New Guinea, far northeastern Australia, and some of the islands in the region, in particular the Schoten Islands and the Raja Ampat Islands. Although most species are found in mountainous areas, several also occur in lowlands, such as the aptly named lowlands tree kangaroo, moose tree. Kangaroos are considered threatened due to hunting and habitat destruction. Because much of their lifestyle involves climbing and jumping between trees, they have evolved an appropriate method of locomotion. Tree kangaroos thrive in the treetops as opposed to terrestrial kangaroos, which survive on mainland Australia. Two species of tree kangaroos are found in Australia, Bennett's D. venetianus, which is found north of the Daintree River, and Lumholtz's dubbed Lumholtzi tree. Kangaroos have adapted better to regions of high altitudes. Tree kangaroos must find places comfortable and well adapted for breeding, as they only give birth to one joey per year. They are known to have one of the most relaxed and leisurely birthing seasons. They breed cautiously in the treetops during the monsoon season. Their habitats are breeding grounds for danger, as they can easily fall prey to their natural predator, the amethystine python, which also climbs and lives in the treetops. Kangaroos are known to be able to live in both mountainous regions and lowland locations. Lumholtz's tree. Kangaroo is the smallest of all kangaroo. Kangaroos have a much larger and pendulous tail than terrestrial kangaroos, giving them enhanced balance while moving about the tree. Locomotion on the ground is by hopping, as with true kangaroos. Like terrestrial kangaroos, kangaroos do not sweat to cool their bodies, rather, they lick their forearms and allow the moisture to evaporate in an adaptive form of behavioral thermorregulation. Kangaroos are slow and clumsy on the ground. They move at approximately human walking pace and hop awkwardly, leaning their body far forward to balance the heavy tail. However, in trees they are bold and agile. They climb by wrapping their forelimbs around the trunk of a tree and, while allowing the forelimbs to slide, hop up the tree using their powerful hind legs. They are expert leapers. 9 meters, 30 feet downward jumps from one tree to another have been recorded, and they have the extraordinary ability to jump to the ground from 18 meters, 59 feet or more without being hurt. The main diet of the kangaroo is leaves and fruit that it gathers from the trees, but occasionally scavenge from the ground. Kangaroos will also eat grains, flour, various nuts, sap, and tree bark. Some captive kangaroos, perhaps limited to New Guinea species, eat protein foods such as eggs, birds, and snakes, making them omnivores. Little is known about the reproduction of kangaroos in the wild. The only published data are from captive individuals. Female kangaroos reach sexual maturity as early as 2.4 years of age and males at 4.6 years. The female's fertile period is estimated to be approximately 2 months. They have one of the longest marsupial offspring development maturation periods. The two most significant threats to kangaroos are habitat loss and hunting. Kangaroo habitats are being destroyed or replaced by logging and timber production, along with coffee, rice, and wheat production. This habitat loss can make kangaroos more exposed to predators such as feral domestic dogs. Being hunted by local community members also contributes markedly to the declines in kangaroo populations. Research conducted on Lumholtz's kangaroo, a species that dwells in the rainforests of northeastern Australia, determined the frequency of causes of death. This showed that of 27 deceased kangaroos, 11 had been killed by vehicles, 6 by dogs, 4 by parasites, and the remaining 6 died from other causes. These are being kept in a variety of facilities across North America, Oceania, and Europe, with smaller holdings in Asia. The World Association of Zoos and Aquariums coordinates with regional zoological associations to ensure the coordination of breeding programs to maintain viable breeding populations. In November 2014, at the Adelaide Zoo, an orphan kangaroo joey was transferred to the pouch of a yellow-footed rock wallaby when his mother was killed by a falling branch. The joey survived, having been successfully reared by the surrogate mother rock wallaby. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to please like and subscribe. If you have a topic you would like to suggest, leave a comment.